I respect, my sister's here tonight. I'm grateful to have her with me on this campaign. That was one of the first things that Bart pointed out to me was his sister. You're in the Navy Reserves, Bart. His sister is Lieutenant Colonel in the Army National Guard here in Iowa. And Bart's basically like, my sister's way cooler than you, and she outranks you, and she could make you do push-ups if she wanted to. I can read between the lines. We have a lot of guards, men and women, or those serving the reserves, currently or former. Can you just raise your hands? Veterans. Thank you, guys. I feel like I'm home. I'm amongst family, and thank you so much for coming and spending the evening here with us. I want to say a few other quick thank yous. Nicole Miles is the co-host for tonight. There she is. Thank you both. Nicole and Bart, we met them because they came to a town hall that we had in Cedar Rapids a few weeks ago at Ray Gun, and when we asked them, all right, we're going to put you to work, hosting the house party, that's how tonight came about. Bart's mom, Debbie, is one of the amazing cooks who is feeding us here tonight. Where's Debbie? She's okay. There she is. There she is. Thank you so much, Debbie. And Dina made the pumpkin bars. Is Dina here? Oh, that's your sister. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. And what about Josh, who helped make some vegetarian chili? There he is. Thank you very much. My mom also helped with some of the vegetarian chili. They're in town, and so thanks to you both for being inclusive, giving us a healthy option here. And last but not least, I want to thank the Boot Jack duo, Jen and John, who have been singing for us tonight. Where did they go? They're here. There they are. They're getting some food. Amazing. Thank you so much. And Boot Jack duo, Jen and John, are here because of our good friend Steve Cook and his partner Kirk, who take care of our audio. Yeah, there you go. Good high five. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Steve always plays Jack Johnson music at the end of all of our town halls normally because he knows I like Jack Johnson. But somebody told him I like country music, so I was really excited about our musicians here tonight. Okay, before I start, if you will indulge me, we have a very special guest here joining us tonight. And there is never not a good time to hear the wise words of Abraham Lincoln.
Thank you, Congresswoman. In the fall of 1860, I was pondering the nature of our democracy, and I wrote this. Under the Constitution of the United States, every 4 years another presidential contest approaches us. We, the people, assemble all over this broad land to decide the course which we should follow. We must give this careful consideration, must first know where we are and whither we are tending, so that we may best decide what to do and how to do it. The will of the people, constitutionally expressed, is the ultimate law for all. By the frame of government under which we live, we the people have wisely given our public servants but little power for mischief, and have, with equal wisdom, provided for the return of that little to our own hands at very short intervals. So long as the people maintain their virtue and diligence, no one administration can seriously damage the country in the short span of 4 years. Well, my friends, we were wrong. One short administration has seriously damaged our country, and here we're gathered to work on putting an end to it and sending this woman to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Congresswoman.
Thank you. Well, if that's not the greatest endorsement ever, I don't know what is. Thank you so much, Lance. Very, very powerful words spoken to every single one of us. This just happened. I didn't know he was coming this evening, but I'm so grateful that you and your wife decided to come and join us, allowing us all the opportunity to reflect on Abraham Lincoln's leadership and the inspiring words that he's shared with all of us as a country that we need now during such divided times. I'm going to open with just some brief remarks, and I want to hear what's on your minds and answer any questions you have. I was able to talk to a few of you beforehand, but I want to start with, where's Aaron? Question that you were asking about, right? How do we bridge the divides in this country? How do we achieve this governance that Abraham Lincoln laid out for us in his Gettysburg Address? That we stand united as Americans, committed to this proposition of equality and justice for all, fighting for and protecting the principles and freedoms enshrined in our Constitution, and honoring the sacrifice of so many who have laid down their lives for our democracy, for our rights, for our freedoms, to ensure that our leadership, our government is truly a government of, by, and for the people. Of, by, and for the people. But this is not what we have. This is not what we have. Unfortunately, we've got a government of, by, and for the rich and powerful. And we, the people, get left behind. We, the people, struggle as a result. There is hardship and there is pain that comes about as a result. And this is where the words that you just shared, sir, about the responsibility that every one of us has, and one that we must take seriously, to ensure that leaders in our government and the President of the United States is acting in the best interest of the people in our country, motivated by this desire to be of service, bringing these principles of service above self to the White House. This is at the heart of what is motivating me to run for president, to bring those principles back to the presidency, restoring honor and integrity and respect, ensuring that our White House is truly the beacon of light and hope and equality and opportunity that it should be. Because we, the American people, we deserve a president that will put the well-being of our people. I saw that. Just threw some gasoline on the fire or something. Okay. We deserve to have a president who will put the interests of people, the American people, ahead of profits, corporate profits, special interests, who will put the interests of our people ahead of the hyper-partisan politics that we see are tearing our country apart, who will make every decision about policy, decisions that are made in the White House, the negotiations that will occur between the presidency and Congress, centered around that context of what is in the best interest of our people and our country. This is how we begin to overcome these divides. This is how we begin to bring back those values that we hold dear, so that your son, how old is he? 11 years old, will have something to look forward to and something to be proud of about who we are as a country. And only we are the ones who can make that change. I want to share a quote with you that you probably have never heard before, because it's not very well known, but this is from Dr. Martin Luther King. When we talk about divides, we talk about our country being torn apart, well, he knew a little bit about that back during his era and his time of leadership, at a time when our country was also extremely divided, when we were seeing acts of violence and racism in very extreme ways, and extreme obstacles going towards that proposition, achieving that proposition of equality and justice. Well, he visited Hawaii back in 1959, and he experienced what we in Hawaii call the aloha spirit. Here in Hawaii, here in Iowa, you call it Iowa nice. but in Hawaii we call it aloha, and it's more than just hello or goodbye. What aloha really means is I come to you with respect. It's a recognition that we are all connected. We are all God's children. We're all brothers and sisters. And when we recognize that, when we engage with each other based on that foundation, we can begin to heal those divisive wounds. We recognize, what do we do for those that we love, that we care about? What do we do for our family? We fight for them. We want the best for them. We want to be able to figure out that even if we have different ideas about different issues, we can come together in a respectful manner, in a civil manner, and talk through them. Find our way through. Find those areas of common interest and common ground. So Dr. King experienced this in Hawaii, and he gave a speech before our state legislature where he said, and I quote, "We look to you for inspiration as a noble example, where you have already accomplished in the area of racial harmony and racial justice what we are struggling to accomplish in other sections of the country. And you can never know what it means to those of us caught for the moment in the tragic and often dark midnight of man's inhumanity to man, to come to a place where we see the glowing daybreak of freedom and dignity and racial justice." Now, Hawaii is the most diverse state in the nation. We have people from all over the world, people of all different races, ethnicities, religions, all different cultures and backgrounds. And in some places you might think that would be a recipe for conflict.